Hey everybody, it's Grant, and today we are going to be going over my 22 rental properties and how much they actually make. They actually generate $310,000+ a year, and I want to show you not only the gross numbers and how we get there, but also how much we net. In today's video, we're going to go over a brief overview of how I've actually grown my portfolio to this point, as well as give you some pro tips on how to grow your portfolio and make it that much better, that much quicker. So as many of you have seen, when I was on the Graham Stephan show, I did share that we have 30 properties with 8 under construction and a lot of stuff coming. On this channel, I've only shared 22 properties. I did my last video, and I'll put it right here, my 22nd real estate property. And so I want to show you from what that one makes back. And then we're going to do a bunch of videos back to back to back within the next few weeks, showing you all the property deals that we've done to get to that $11 million portfolio. After that, we're going to do a video just kind of recapping the entire portfolio. And as many of you have commented in the comments, which is really cool stuff, this is real estate lab class. So just bear with me while I get you caught up to my portfolio, and the next few weeks you're going to be able to see deals after deals after deals. And look, we are going to get into the theory, we're going to get into this is what I think, we're going to get into how I started, but you need to see real deals without spending your real money. So learn from what I'm doing right and what I'm doing wrong, so that way when you get to that point, you save up that down payment. You can go watch one of my small single family deals. You can go watch building a duplex. You can go watch building 16 units, depending on what your income is and what your risk tolerance is. And I've got it all for you. So stay tuned on here, especially with those owner financing deals, because that doesn't end up on your credit, and you'll really enjoy those, because those are the best deals you can possibly make if done correctly. For those of you that are just tuning in for the very first time, I'm a 30-year-old real estate investor, as well as the director of a large automotive group. When it comes down to it, I have put everything that I possibly could into real estate, stock investing, and anything investing that I ever thought would actually turn out to be a profit. When it comes down to it, I also love helping others, and I've genuinely enjoyed filming all these videos for you guys on the channel, and thank you so much for the overwhelming support. So when it boils down to it, I started in real estate when I was 18 years old. I bought my first half of a duplex for $96,000. I realized whenever the person who sold it to me, my brother, called me and says, "Hey, I'll sell you the other side for 80 grand. And I was like, well, 80 grand sounds like a good deal. I paid 96, so that means I paid too much. I wasn't mad at him. He's got to make his money. I had a little equity. It was probably worth right around $100,000. So I realized maybe I should build my real estate like he did, so that way I can make the profit versus someone else getting it. Where a lot of people see value add in an older building with a lot of maintenance problems and a lot of issues, I see brand new construction. Maybe it might be a little bit more expensive. Sometimes it's even less, especially when I'm negotiating the deals. And guess what? No maintenance problems, no problems like that. Just regular maintenance. It's like buying a brand new vehicle and being covered under factory warranty. So as it comes down to it, at 19 years old, I built my first duplex, lived in one side, rented the other side, and completely eliminated my monthly expenses as far as mortgage. When it comes down to it, the average American, that's 30%. 30% of their salary, their take-home pay, whatever you want to call it, goes to housing expenses. So I gave myself a 30% raise, and I'm going to have a video specifically on that in the future. So comment below if you'd like to see that, and don't forget to power up that like button for all these amazing videos that we keep trying to bring you. And also comment anything you'd like to see in future videos, because it truly helps me out, as well as that subscribe button and notification bell. When it comes down to it, at 19 years old, I built that duplex, lived in one side, rented the other side, and I stayed there. Even when I got promoted and I broke all the records in our company's history, over and over and over again. I'm the most decorated manager in our company's history, period. And I've helped a bunch of other people get into management level and make amazing incomes. And I want to help you too. I'm not trying to sell you anything, but I want to help you. Here's the thing. Even when I made up to $350,000 as a manager, right? My average when I was a salesperson was $75,000 a year. Get a job that'll pay you for what you produce, not the time that you punch, okay? Keep that in mind. But what ended up happening after all of that, I stayed in that apartment until I ended up getting married. We moved, built a house. I used that apartment to pay the mortgage on that house. Now, I'm not perfect, so we can get into the rest of that story a little later, but I'll skip the drama part because now I am no longer married and I am engaged to a beautiful woman named Kayla Vizina, woman of my life. But when it comes down to it, you can make mistakes. Point being, at 26 years old, I ended up deciding to build 5 units. I wanted to get a little bigger, right? Because I took a break from building real estate. There's some regrets in my portfolio where I didn't continue building and buying, and I was making great income. So I let my job, that money was stacking up, but I could have been doing more. Like there was 3 years where I didn't buy or build anything, and the divorce was in the process of that too. I mean that didn't help things. Plus, partying a little after. Nobody's perfect. Here's the thing. When it comes down to it though, after I built those 5 units when I was 26 years old, I realized I can do this, I can do more, and I can expand. Everybody always says, I'm too busy. I'm too busy. I can't get to that. Are you really too busy though? I want you to sit here and think, are you too busy? Right now, I have 30 rental properties, and we're going to cover the 22 today. I'm also building 8 more right now, as you've seen on the Graham Stephan Show. I have a business in Texas, right? I am checking in with that business. I'm talking to my manager daily. I am answering reviews. I make sure I'm always calling customers that end up having big problems, right? My manager takes care of most of them, but if there's a big problem, I'm calling them right after my manager does. Great teamwork. I'm also the director of a large automotive group with over 600 employees. The word busy is what you make it. You can always find time. And so by doing this, by expanding this, I ended up getting these rental properties. And then lately, we ended up doing a lot more deals a lot faster over the last 2 years. Bought a 7-unit apartment complex that brings in $109,000 a year just on 7 units. Built that new duplex that you're seeing right now. We also picked up a few small deals along the way, rented out some houses that I've lived in and moved from. And guess what? Now this video is on 22 properties and how much they generate. And guess what? We actually have 30 with 8 under construction and a lot more coming to you. Some new deals that we have coming to you in the future. We have now started my biggest project yet. And we also picked up a lot of property from that last video that I shared with you a couple weeks back, his $7 million portfolio of his 25 complete $1 million portfolio. And we're gonna probably have part 2 of that and go actually out of town and find his other properties, video them up, and he would really enjoy that. I think he enjoys the channel as well. But when it comes down to it, the project that we have being built, it's just like the duplex where I've showed you from the slab, framing, all the other things. I can get more detailed or I can get less detailed. I think it's at a good place right now where I'm giving you a little information, and when I do the number breakdown, we'll definitely get more detailed on them. But I'm building my biggest project I've ever built. I'm pushing myself out of my comfort zone. I said this a few videos ago. I don't know if you can see the stress on my face. I'm not as stressed as I was. I'm still pretty stressed. But when it comes down to it, it's gonna be the biggest project we have ever built. It's gonna be 8 units, 3 bedroom, 2 baths. Also the first 3 bedrooms I have ever built. I don't have any 3 bedrooms in my portfolio. You know why? Because my brother is the person who I watched build stuff. I'm very blessed to have had him in my life to do those things. I also watched him, not to take a dig, but I also watched, it's not a dig, but I also watched him build apartments at 23, get overwhelmed at 25, sell them. And guess what? He's now 39 years old saying, he called me 4 or 5 times over the last couple of years. I'm gonna build some, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. And now he's building a shopping center. But what could it have been? He would be the guy right here in front of you with the crazy real estate portfolio. Now he's jumping right ahead, but I'm just saying, all those years of all that extra income just coming up and helping on top of all the great things he does, I just can't think of it because he's done better than me. Now, I'm more talented, more handsome, but he's done a lot of great things as well. I'm very proud of him. Here's the thing. This 8 units is going to be my 3 bedrooms because, as I said, he only told me to build 2 bedrooms, 2 baths. When you go to 3 bedrooms, you got to deal with 3 renters, or you got to deal with families versus just 1 person with disposable income or 2. Here's the thing. It's good advice, I appreciate it, but eventually I got to diversify my portfolio because I get people calling for 3 bedrooms all the time and I don't have them. Now let's get into my actual paying the bills, right? Paying their own mortgages, paying for themselves and put a little money in my pocket, a little passive income in my pocket of that $310,200 portfolio that I have right here on my 22 units. So right now, my properties generate $25,850 per month in gross rents. Now that is on 22 rental properties because the duplex is rented, and I have some other ones that are rented now too, but we're going to get into that in future videos. So in that, we have monthly utilities that we owe, that we have to pay for. It's only 1 unit that we have to pay for this on, and that's $150 a month. Now understand, I hate paying for utilities. Absolutely hate it. The reason is that running toilet can run away your gross profit and your net profit, okay? So keep that in mind. Unless you have standardized water in your area, which is $25 a month in most places, guess what? It could be a $400 water bill because they don't care if they're not paying for it on that toilet. Then they can hear it running. They don't care. So, not saying that I don't have fantastic renters, but I will say that it can add up quick. All right. As far as yard cost, now I'm giving you only what my apartments get taken care of, not my house, nothing else like that. My yard cost is $750 a month. Wait till you see what our yard cost did after all these new acquisitions to get us to that $11 million portfolio. It is absolutely crazy. Pest control is $253 a month. Now, I understand I can go buy a bottle of Roundup for my weeds, and I can go and buy a bottle of Home Defense and go spray and save myself $1,000 a month. But what is my time worth? I can tell you that when you have apartments, especially older ones, you're gonna have a bug problem. Why not pay $60 per quarter per duplex, right? Per 2 units. And now whenever something happens, I don't have to go out there and spray, go in the apartment with the renter and have them tell me all the issues that they've been having with life and everything else. I can send my exterminator. If there's a nasty rat, a snake, anything, I can send my exterminator. And they have all the equipment in case it has to be a bigger problem. Like they just fought a wasp nest. The wasp nest was like the size of a softball. He's like, that's the biggest wasp nest I've ever seen. And they were going crazy about it. So good news is we got that fixed, and that's at some new apartments that we just picked up. Hint, hint, and we'll show you those in the future. Also, keep in mind, I'm not going to include this in the fee, but I take 10% a management fee and put it into a separate fund. That separate fund is just for me and Kayla to go on vacation or do whatever else, but I am not going to take it on the profits because guess who gets that 10%? Me. Right now, before we add any older properties, our maintenance repairs over the last 3 years have averaged out to $100 a month. That's another beautiful thing about brand new construction. It really helps out when you build them brand new and you work the kind of crazy deals I work, where I throw in a little maintenance included in these properties, like the duplex. The duplex comes with 10 AC visits per door and 10 plumbing visits. I give them all my work. I give them a lot of extra work. I always will use them as long as we can get the right price. So they repay me by giving me good service. Now I got to cover parts, but I don't cover labor, and it's a beautiful deal. I'll show you that in negotiation processes as well. Taxes and insurance, $3,666.68. I think you understand the number represents how much I love paying taxes and insurance. 666 is in that number, I'm just saying. Anyway, point behind that is after you take my $25,850 per month gross rents and subtract it by all my expenses, you come up with a net monthly income. My net monthly operating income is $20,930.32. My mortgages are $10,700. Now keep in mind, also in this mortgage number, I have a lot of short-term. There's one in particular, I'll just focus on this and I'll tell you I have a few of these. There's one deal where I bought land for $400,000. There's an actual video on it. I'll link it in the description just because I brought it up. But I got it owner financed for 7 years, 6 years, 72 months, 0% interest. I explain it all in the video. It's 2.1 acres. It comes with 2 cash flowing rental properties. That's also the one that I did the renovations on in my last video. And we got another video on the other house that's on there as well. And guess what? It's a short-term pain for a long-term gain, and that's where 40 apartments are going to go in the future. And I can't wait to be able to, 1, afford it, and 2, share it with you guys here on the channel. So in that $10,700 number, there is a lot of land-heavy cost. That some of it's short-term, some of it's long-term, but keep in mind, that's why my portfolio isn't as glorious as most of you are probably thinking. But I'm still pretty pleased with it. So when you subtract my net operating income from my mortgages, you get a total monthly free cash flow of $10,230.32. Now, on top of that, we also have principal paydown of $5,000 a month. What that means is every month that my bills get paid, which is every month, I've got the good credit score, right? You want to make sure, we'll do videos on how to keep your credit good and how to make sure that your score is high enough to be able to do these projects. When it comes down to 730 is where you want to be at to get the absolute best rates. So keep that in mind. Credit Karma, you go mint.com, shows me my credit score. Amex will show you, and even Chase app has it now. So it's all very available. It's no excuse to not know what your credit score is and what's wrong with your credit. So we can do videos on that in the future. Comment below if you'd like to see that. All right, $5,000 a month on principal paydown, which means my total now, right? Every month that mortgage goes down and I get that equity, and it's real money because I have to pay tax on it. That's a fact. It's terrible. My total income off of my rental properties per month is $15,230.32. And when you take that $15,230.32 and you multiply it by 12, that gives us an additional income of $182,763.84 to go and reinvest back into my portfolio and make it even better. And guess what? There's not going to be a channel that doesn't show you more deals, projects, how-tos than my channel will. It is going to be all shown right here for you. And if I lose, I'm going to share it with you. If I win, I'm going to share it with you. If the stock market makes my portfolio go to $2 million or goes down to $300,000 or zero, I'm going to share it with you. And I'm doing all that because I care about you, I appreciate you, and I want you to win. My biggest pro tip during all of this is to make sure that you always try to get an absolute fantastic deal. Deals are just like buses. Another one will come along, and as soon as you get emotionally attached to a deal is the second you pay too much. Try to always separate yourself and give yourself a little time. I'm not telling you not to make an offer to make sure you can lock it in, but make an offer that you are willing to accept. Here's the thing. You're going to miss out on a deal one time, but in the future, by having this principle, you will end up making incredible deals. And you got to realize in negotiations, he who cares less, or the person who cares less, wins. Okay? It's not a bad thing. It's just saying that you don't get emotionally attached, freak out, and have to buy it. And then you buy it for 99%, 95% market value. The market goes down, right? Or anything bad happens, you're stuck. So my model is I like to build or buy for between 65% market value and 80% market value. If it's 80, it's got to be nice, brand spanking new. I'm not going to have to do anything because that's 65 and 80% market value. Now I understand that my model moves a little bit, but the reason it does is because I'm buying value add and I'm building new construction. So if somebody calls me and says, hey, I just built this new duplex, I want out, I'll give it to you for 20% under market value. You call me and tell me the number. I'm probably buying it. And also my other pro tip is to always put 20% down. So by putting 20% down, you're going to escape PMI, right? Private mortgage insurance. You're going to make your mortgage guaranteed a cash flow. It's going to force it to cash flow because now you bought it for a good deal. You put down 20%. So in my case, I owe like 65% of my entire portfolio because I buy good deals and then I put 20% down. So let's just think about that. If I build for 75% market value, which is what I did for this last job, 75% market value minus 20% down, I'm at 55%. I might put 25% down just to get to 50% because it sounds cool. But when it comes down to it, by doing it this way, you will make sure your property cash flows, You will make sure that you can afford it during hard economic times. And in the event that the market rents go down, you can stay competitive versus above water, right? You don't want to have a property that needs to generate $1,200 a month in rent by itself, and then everybody else is charging $1,000, so you've got the same property for more money. Nobody's going to rent it from you. You're going to lose it, and the bank's going to take it. And someone like me, I'm not trying to say I'm a vicious person, but whenever I see that deal, you call me and say, hey, please buy this for my equity, and it's still not enough, I'm not going to buy it, and you're going to have to lose it to the bank. So don't put yourself in that position. I know my way is not the best. It's not the one you want to hear. It is the best, but I know it's not the one you want to hear. I'm not going to tell you to get rich quick fast. I'm not going to tell you that you need to put 3% down on every single property. I will show you how you can do that, but I will also warn you about the consequences of doing so. So that way you can save your money, elevate your income, not elevate your lifestyle. And guess what? You can work like today, like no other, so you can live tomorrow like no other. Another cool fact that is really important to me is my biggest goal is to get my net rental income to the same as what I bring home from the dealership. Here's the thing. I still make a really good living, and when it all comes down to it, right now at $182,000 a year, and $5,000 of that is not touchable, so $120,000 a year is where it's at. I would love to get that net the same as the gross rents, because the gross rents are more than I bring home from the dealership right now on average. So guess what? When that happens, I can't wait to share that video with you. It's a big accomplishment right now, getting them to where they're at, and all the stuff we're going to show you in the future videos. And it's going to happen real quick. So stay tuned. I think you're really going to enjoy it. So that's it for the video, guys. If you enjoy videos like this, please power up that like button, as well as hit that subscribe button. And don't forget that notification bell, because the videos will alert you every time that we post on Wednesday and Friday. Also, we'll have some surprise videos here and there on Monday. I'm just trying to try something out to give you a little bit more content. So please power up the like button for those as well, so that way we can keep excited and keep bringing you good quality content for you to learn and get better from. Also, comment anything you'd like to see out of future videos, anything you liked out of this video. And don't forget, we have a ton of giveaways coming. So make sure, I think it's like $750. So we have with the Dylan Alvarez challenge, we've got $500 gift cards, five $100 gift cards. At 5,000 subscribers, we've got a $250 here on my channel. So boom, that's $750. Plus, I still need you to collect your prize. The last 3 winners, congratulations, Fitness Simpos. Really appreciate you reaching back out and finding that video, so that way I can get you your prize and your letter. Very much appreciate it. Please, if you're watching, comment below and let everybody know that you got your prize. I very much appreciate you and all the support you've ever shown. I hope you have a fantastic afternoon, and I will see you on the next one.